Semantics are one of my favorite subjects. Basically, it alludes to the meaning of words. And there are some aspects of semantics that are interesting to study, some things that we can't violate. So, theories of meaning need to explain several things at a minimum. For instance, anomaly. Why can't one really say things like coffee ice cream can take dictation? The meanings there are jumbled and it doesn't make sense. Self-contradiction. Why is it contradictory to say my dog is not an animal? Clearly those definitions violate each other, essentially. We know that dogs are animals. Ambiguity. Why isn't it clear where I intend to go in? I need to go to the bank, to a financial institution, or to the side of the river. Strictly speaking, it's more likely to be to a financial institution, but strictly speaking, it could be to a river. That suggests that there is some ambiguity in some words. Synonymy. Why does the rabbit is not old enough mean the same thing as the rabbit is too young? Those are synonymous sayings, and we know through meaning that they are one and the same. Entailment. Why does Pat is my uncle mean that Pat is male? One thing entails the other. It suggests it. It sort of subsumes it. So these are major tenets of language that guide our understanding of English and allow us to go forward from that point. And then there's something else, is that there are truth conditions. These two things are not the same, and your author has two clever sentences there. The professor failed the student, which suggests grades rendered. Or number 10, the student failed the professor. Now, the truth conditions are that they have different relationships, and it means different things. So what the student failed the professor might be is that they made a pledge to complete a project and didn't do it and did not live up to expectations, and thus failed the professor's expectations or did not live up to them. And those truth conditions suggest that. It's one of those things that we just sort of bring into the context, that we know the context before we can interpret the sentences, and it's a little different for each of those. So the study of semantics involves truth conditions of sentences, of the relationships between sentences. As the term suggests, truth conditions are simply the circumstances that make something true. So the circumstances that make the professor fail a student is that the professor's job, in part, as we'll do here on May 13th, is to render grades. And conversely, the student's truth condition may be that they have some expectations that they agreed to live up to, and they failed to live up to those, and that's how they might fail the professor. They maybe the better word might be disappointed, but we kind of know what it means just by reading it.